Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive Transparent Lady. And this figure is one that, people are kind of excited about. They want to get some new Fantastic Four figures. This one's on mostly a new mold. Most of the older Fantastic Four figures aren't the best, unless you're counting just Mr. Fantastic or Thing. The rest of it's not great, to be honest. Some of them are okay, but mostly they're kind of lackluster and disappointing. So this is a nice step in the right direction. We do have some things to talk about though, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Well, this figure is mostly reused parts, so it's not too much of a surprise, but she's about 16 centimeters tall, which makes her just about a little over 6 1/4, like 6 3/8 inches. Luckily, the reused parts that they used fit together pretty nicely, and it's not too bad. I'm curious though. I googled it, and I kind of really couldn't find a great answer. Are the Fantastic Four guys not in blue anymore? Like, this is a very tealish blue. I'm just curious about that. I found some images that kind of looked like it, but mostly it looked like they're still supposed to be blue. Like, see the difference? I'm curious. If that's accurate, then that's fine. If it's not accurate, then that's definitely an issue. But at least the paint job is mostly clean otherwise. Before we get into that though, let's talk about the accessories. So we do have one interchangeable hand for her left side. She normally just has the gripping solid black hand, and the interchangeable hand is the open palm, phasing translucent hand, which is a cool little bonus. And that makes me want to mention that her whole right arm is translucent with some paint on it. And they did a pretty darn good job matching that teal to the rest of the body for the shoulder, and then it fades down pretty nicely into the black, into the solid clear. Looks pretty good. Not perfect, but definitely good enough. So back to the accessories. We only really have one other, and that is Herbie, which is fairly well done. The paints are fairly clean. It's mostly just separate pieces of plastic with a little bit of paint for the face and the green button. But the head is on a big ball peg, so it moves around pretty nicely. And then he has his own little display stand, which comes pretty warped in the package, but I'm guessing a hairdryer will clean that up no problem. So back to the figure, like I said, it looks pretty good mostly. They only painted the belt on, which is a little weird. They usually don't do that, but I'm not entirely sure that that's supposed to be a belt so much as it is part of her uniform, because most of the time I've never seen her actually use a belt. So maybe it's okay. I don't know. The collar piece also just painted. The gloves and boots all just painted. There's no sculpt on her anywhere except for her head, and it looks okay. It's not the best head in the world, but it's going to get the job done. It's not too bad. The paintwork is fairly accurate. I mean, they put the eyes where they're supposed to go. The mouth looks okay. She's got kind of a smudge on her forehead. That's not great. Maybe I can get that to go away, but I don't know. The hair is a separate piece, and it's colored nicely. We have a little bit of that shading in there, so I like that a whole bunch. Here's the issue about the head. You can see that. Well, maybe you can't see that. It sits way high on the ball peg. Like, you would be surprised in person how high it is sitting on that ball peg. Anyway, the shoulders, we've seen this all before, but you get good range going out to the side, full rotation, no bicep swivel, but you get that down here in the elbow and it works okay. And the elbow hinge works okay, so you get your 90 degrees. The wrist obviously rotates and has a hinge. Same thing on this side, no problems there. Her diaphragm joint works pretty well. You can lean her really far back and not so far forward, but a little bit. And then side to side, it's also pretty effective. Full rotation, so that's good. The hips are still iffy. You can see if they're in the down position, unless they flex out to the front a little bit, you really can't bring them out to the side very far at all. You have to bring them forward a little bit, and then you can bring them out. And even then, they don't have the best range. So this is still that same torso that has that weird hip limitation. Thigh swivels work just fine. Knees work just fine. That's all pretty standard stuff. No issues there. Definitely some paint issue here, though. That is not cool. Giant gouge coming out of there. Ankles go all the way back, and not so far forward, but we do get a fairly decent ankle rocker. It's a little bit crooked, but we've seen much worse. So ultimately, it's a fairly standard figure. It's not bad. It's not good. It's okay. If you want to get an Invisible Woman figure, then go ahead and pick it up, and you'll be okay with it. If you're trying to collect just really good figures, then this one probably won't make the cut. It's just a fine figure. One thing worth noting is that the 4 on the chest is all tampography, so you see a little bit of a dot matrix thing going on. It doesn't look great, but it's not terrible either. Because it's tampography, it's clean, but you can definitely see the dotting going around that gray outer circle, so definitely could be a little bit better. So there it is, guys. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It'll probably do if you're already collecting Marvel Legends. You pretty much know what to expect. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And in the meantime, keep collecting.